Hello everyone, it's Krazen. I am back again with another subclass guide. In this episode, we are going to be going over subclasses for the big baller age, the Barbarian. This is not a deep dive, but an overview of the subclasses and what is different between each one. The goal here is to give you a reference when deciding what classes and subclasses to play in Baldur's Gate 3. So let's get right to it. The Barbarian is like that kid that always gets mad when he has to give up the controller to his favorite game, sticking out his upper lip and howling to the moon. The main mechanic of Barbarian is their rage, but we will get to that here shortly. They start with skills in light, medium armor, and shields. Their weapon proficiency includes simple and martial weapons, and if you would rather not wear armor, you get the unarmored defense ability from level 1. It adds your constitution modifier to your armor class. Wearing heavy armor is just constraining when you want to Hulk out. In lieu of a half-orc lumbering through the halls, it has been amazing in early access to play around with an overly aggressive barbarian gnome. I know what you're thinking. It's funny, especially in scenes in which he is ripping lids off of things. Still makes me chuckle. Barbarian's primary stat is strength. Keep in mind that you cannot choose your subclass until level 3, so you have to do a little bit of work. Alright, let's get into the subclasses. The Berserker Subclass is the one that most people think of when they think of a barbarian. Everything you do is about losing control and just going wild, savagely ripping through your enemies and yelling while doing it. Their class feature is Frenzy. It says, your rage turns into a frenzy as you release your unquenchable bloodlust. You gain the use of a frenzied strike and an enraged throw. You can also make an improvised weapon attack as a bonus action. So the Frenzied Strike is a bonus action, but you make a melee attack with your equipped weapon. So this gives you an additional damaging attack early on. Most martial classes have to wait until level 5 to get a second attack. As a barbarian, you will still get the extra attack at level 5 on top of this. Enraged Throw. This one can get real fun if you get creative. It says pick up an item or creature and throw it at a target, dealing bludgeoning damage, knocking it prone. Your strength affects how much weight you can throw, and heavier items deal more damage. This is considered a bonus action. The Wildheart Subclass feature focuses on a bestial heart mechanic, and you inherently have the ability to speak with animals, which can be very helpful as there is a lot of dialogue with animals in this game. Bestial Heart in BG3, at least in early access, you have 5 choices. You also can change your heart option as you level, and with the new information we've got with the respec, I'm sure that'll make it even easier. Here are the 5 bestial heart options and the actions you can take in each. The Bear Heart. This turns your rage into a defensive powerhouse and makes you tougher. It says enter a rage that makes you tough enough to stand up to any punishment. This opens up the use of unrelenting ferocity, but the best part is that you gain resistances to all damage except psychic damage. This makes you a frontline tank as well as an offensive melee powerhouse. The feature that opens up for the Bear Heart is Unrelenting Ferocity. This gives you a heal while you are raging. I am unsure how it scales, but it is a 3 to 10 hit point heal on cast, and it is considered a full action. Eagle Heart. While raging, you can use Diving Strike. This is a death from above option if you can position yourself correctly. Your foes also have disadvantage on opportunity attacks against you, and your dash ability becomes a bonus action. This gives you huge maneuverability on the battlefield. Diving Strike. Leap down onto a foe below you, knocking them prone. You do not take falling damage, and you must be at least 1.5 meters above the target. Elkhart. It reads, while raging you can use Primal Stampede and your movement speed increases by 4.5 meters. Primal Stampede. A charge attack that does 3 to 6 damage and has a chance to knock your enemy prone. You do not trigger attacks of opportunity. Think of charging into a mass of enemies and knocking them back and down. Tiger Heart. While raging you can use Tiger's Bloodlust and your jump distance increases by 4.5 meters. Tiger's Bloodlust. Lash out to attack up to 3 enemies at once and make them bleed. The bleed lasts for 2 turns. Wolfheart. While raging, you can use Inciting Howl, and your allies have advantage on melee attack rolls against enemies within 2 meters of you. Although it doesn't have a large amount of range, if you are going against highly armored enemies, it could help get those hits in. Inciting Howl. This buff allows allies within earshot to move an additional 3 meters on their next turn. You also get your choice of piercings that coincide with each bestial heart, so bear, elk, and tiger piercings, etc. It's a nice little touch. I think maybe a tattoo would be a good addition as well. I know I quickly went over all the bestial heart options, but I found most of them, in early access to be situational actually, except the bear heart. In a lot of situations, you're putting yourself front and center to a lot of damage. Bear heart and the heal that comes with it are super helpful. The final subclass is Wild Magic. There's not a whole lot of information for this subclass as of this recording. It is not a subclass we can play, so I will go over what has been gleaned in from what we know about Magic Surge. Keep in mind that these can and probably will change at launch. A Wild Magic Barbarian has magic that churns inside of them, and sometimes this magic erupts in unexpected ways. Features: Magic Awareness. This ability allows you to sense magical items around you that are not in total cover. This is specifically for presences of concentrated magic. Currently we are not sure how this would be manifested in the game, but will be an interesting twist and may be very useful for all those loot addicts out there. You also gain access to 2 cantrips that you can cast. For all dice checks on this, you use your Constitution modifier. If Chaos is what you yearn for, then this subclass is for you. At level 3, you have a Wild Surge. If this works anything like the Wild Magic Sword, whenever you enter Rage, you have a chance to cause a surge. The random effect is rolled on a table and could help or hinder you. This can cause some chaotic outcomes, including in some cases random damage types, infusing themselves into your weapon or allowing you to teleport up to 30 feet. Bolstering Magic. At 6th level, you get the ability to bolster yourself or a companion, to add a 1d4 to an attack roll or an ability check, or gain 1 expanded spell slot. Unstable Backlash. At 10th level, when you are imperiled during your rage, the magic within you can surge right after you take damage. A random effect will happen based upon the Wild Magic table. We can only guess this is going to be the same table used by Wild Magic sorcerers. The Barbarian class is a lot of fun. Nothing beats just rushing into the fray and ripping enemies to shreds, throwing all concerns to the wild and doing as much damage as you can. As a barbarian, your rage can be very helpful, and in some situations, a hindrance. Putting yourself at risk is a very fun way to play Baldur's Gate 3. That's all for this game prep guide. I hope it has helped you in your decision on what subclass to choose. Please comment down below and let us know what class and subclass you are going to play. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video.